Coffee. Start your day right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to yet unbox another Kill Team starter set. This time I have the Writhing Shadow, the Tyranid Genestealer Kill Team starter set. I've been buying these starter sets mainly for the terrain, but also because I want to have many different kill teams. If you're not interested in playing 40k, you can buy these boxes and have small kill teams that you can switch around and play with your friends, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and build as many kill teams as I can to keep the game fresh and new and have variety and play a lot. But yeah, I believe Tyranids are going to be very easy to paint. I have a couple of tutorials on Tyranids, and I think I'm going to paint this color scheme as well for you. But I believe it's going to be very easy. It's just a couple of base coats and washes and a little bit of highlighting, like always. And it's few colors. I think it's going to be easy. So this set contains a set of 8 miniatures. It contains a set of 2 containers, and it contains the regular stuff as in the books, the rules, the markers, and the cards for playing Tyranids. And that's it. Let's go open it up. So this is the box, and it's the same as the other ones. The shape and size, it's about one of the old battle forces. And as we said before, it has 2 armor containers, and it has a set of 8 Genestealers. Some accessories that come as well with the terrain set of the armor containers. And it has the cards for tactics. It has rules for the terrain, and it has the markers, the story behind the Writhing Shadow, and some missions. I'm going to start opening this box. So this is it. We have 2 sprues for the terrain, which are pretty much, I think they're identical. And it makes enough for 2 containers, and they're colored in a color that would look good even if you don't paint them. It would look like a kind of a brownish dark red as pieces of terrain, so that's pretty good. Here we have a pack of cards, missions, and books. We will open that up. Here we have the stat cards for the Genestealers, which is all of the war gear and statistics of each of the characters. And I don't know if these characters have names or anything like that. I don't believe so, because they're Tyranids. But these cards describe their stats in the game. If you want to go that way, you can customize them to be whatever way you want. But the Writhing Shadow has these rules right here. Then we have this set of cards, which is all of the tactics or stratagems as we know them in 40k. I think you can find these on the rulebook, but here you have them in a card format so that you have them more available without looking too much for them. And we have one special card with rules for the terrain, which is going to help give a little bit more flavor to your game if you decide to use that piece of terrain. And all of the sets of Kill Team like this one have one of these, and this is pretty good. Next we have 2 narrative missions that you can use with your Genestealers and use them as a flavorful Tyranid themed mission, and these are 2 of them with the description of the deployment and how you're supposed to play them, and a couple of tactics of their own. Then we have the book. This book is like all of the other ones. It's just backstory. And talking about this kill team specifically, it talks about the backstory, what you should know about these Tyranids. It has some artwork, and it has the description of all of the members of this kill team. They do actually have names, not like proper names, but apparently they have like a ranking or hierarchy description on the Tyranids of the Genestealers themselves. We have themed markers. This is pretty good. I like these a lot for all of the factions. And finally we have instructions. These are instructions to build all of your tyranids, which is pretty easy, I think. All of the parts are interchangeable, and the only thing you have to pay attention is to use the proper arms you want to use for each one, and make sure that they are balanced. It has some rules for 40k in different languages, and it has instructions on how to build the armored containers, which I think they are pretty self-explanatory. Then we have some bases, pretty standard slotted bases, because Genestealers are made to fit the slotted base. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues, and I think there's 2 of each. They're identical, I think. Colored in a cream, like Ushabti bone or Screaming Skull kind of color. I like that a lot because, as with all of these sets, if you don't want to paint, you don't have to. Just put them together and start playing. That's great. And apparently these are just older molds for the original set. If you don't want to buy anything, if you just want the Tyranids, you can buy just one set of Genestealers and you'll get pretty much the same, just not any of the markers or the books or the terrain. But you can just buy that and start playing with that. You can see the way that it's printed. It has a lot of empty space, and this tells me that this is a kind of an old print, just reprinted with different kind of plastic. I don't believe it's a different kind of plastic, it's just colored a different way. So yeah, let's take a closer look into the sprues. Okay, so this is the armored container set, and it's very straightforward. It's pretty much like a hull for a rhino, but in a container shape. This is going to be pretty easy to build, in my opinion. It's just a few pieces. I really like those barrels that I'm going to try and color in different colors, and just the containers, I'm going to try to paint them in the color of some Space Marine faction, I think. I think that'll look pretty cool. And we have some boxes that don't really need any assembly, just snip them out and clean up the mold lines, and that's it. And apparently we have some bolter attachment that you could put on top. Probably you'll be able to use that in the rules. And both sprues are the same way, so it's just the same ×2. I believe you could assemble the container completely closed or open. And I think open will make a little bit more sense, because you could, if you have one character and kill team, he could just enter the container and hide in case he's in trouble. And I think that'll make a little bit more sense to have them open. But then you'll have to paint them from the inside, so you have to paint them before you assemble them, probably. But that's no problem, we can do that. Okay, so this are the first sprue for the Genestealers, which is 2 identical sprues. This one has 16 different kinds of arms, and I believe you need 32 to fill the 4 slots for all of the 8 Genestealers you have, if I'm doing my math correctly. But we have a couple of pods that look just like terrain. I don't know what they're used for. Maybe you could put them on the base and mount your Tyranids on top if you want it. And we have these pieces of what appears to be like carapace. I haven't used them before. I have assembled a couple Genestealers, but I've never used these bits. I don't remember what they're for or anything. And we have this parts here, probably to put on the forehead or something. And yeah, I don't really get this sprue very much. It's just pretty much just arms and little extra bits. And this is the important sprue, which we also have 2 identical sprues. It has I think 8 more arm options, and we have 8 different head options, and we have 2 of them, so we have quite a bit of choice if we want to use certain kinds of heads but not the others. We could really customize our Tyranids to look like we want. And we have 4 bodies, which are pretty similar. I can see this set is going to have a bit more harsher mold lines because the mold is older and it's not as neat and super slick like the new ones, and it's going to have a little bit more work cleaning up those mold lines. Overall, it's easy to put together. You have the sockets and the head. You have to just clean up a little bit more because it has more arms, but it's already painted in a cream color that's going to be very easy just to put them together and start playing. That's really exciting for me. I think my friends that are not into this game could really get into the game if they can get over all of the painting and just assembling and start playing. I think that's great. It's a great idea. It's a great move from Games Workshop and I'm loving it. These are the bodies. Taking a closer look. It's the same thing if you've ever assembled Tyranids. They're the same thing. I like this head that looks a little bit like Cthulhu, and this one looks like a xenomorph, like something protruding from the mouth very far away. Like almost if you have a smaller face here, it could be like the aliens. And these are very similar with the tongue out, just slightly different poses. And yeah, I believe you have quite a bit of choice. The arms look like this. This one looks like a parasite of some sort. And yeah, very standard, very straightforward. So is this set worth it? I believe so, because I made my calculations, and apparently the Genestealers Brood also have 8 Genestealers, and it's $30. And then the armored container set has 3 containers. We only got 2, but that's $50 if you take 30% off from it, and you add the $30 for the Genestealer, you end up at $63. And this box was $50, so you're pretty much paying less that you would pay for the other 2 sets, taking account of that you're getting 1 less armored container, but still you are on the positive $13, and you're also getting all of the markers and cards and the things you need to start playing this game. Of course, you don't need those markers or cards. You can just play with what you have, but it's a very nice addition to have and to be reminded of your abilities and have them more available for you to play comfortably. So is it a good buy? I believe so. I think this was a very good buy, and that's it. So that's it, that's what comes in this box. I'm really excited to putting it together and painting those containers. This set is pretty much the same as the others, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please like the video, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos in the future. I'll be keeping you posted on Kill Team. I'm very into this game and I think it's very fun. And if you like it, please let me know in the comments so that I keep making more content about it. If you have any suggestions for coming painting tutorials, you can leave them in the comment section below, and I'll check them out. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you on the next video. You stayed. Great. Thank you very much for supporting my channel, and if you would like to become a patron, there is a link to my Patreon page in the description below. Your contributions help pay for my work and keeps the channel going. A single $1 a month is more than enough, and you can cancel at any time. If you can't, don't worry, you can support my channel by simply watching my videos and sharing them with your friends. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.